Taas ang kamay sa lahat ng mga may itim, ang mga budhi. Taas ang kamay sa lahat ng mga may tinatagong kadiliman. Okay lang yan. This is Charlotte in today's video about following Dr. Dre's advice in fading dark underarms. So Dr. Dre is a dermatologist from YouTube that I have been following the past few years, and I know a lot of you can relate to the difficulty, especially to our self-esteem and our confidence. Believe me, I know I'm a performer and all of my costumes are sleeveless and all of my dance steps are hands up because on stage, you know, bam, bam, nothing to hide in there. My underarms, as you can see, they're not that dark. They're probably like faded black or pastel black. 30 shades of gray, not really 50. But you see, in certain lighting conditions, they are far worse. Your armpit is as gray as your background. Wow, that's like pretty bad. That's pretty bad. Wow. Oh, wow. I know the camera will be very forgiving. I know that it won't represent the true horror. Or maybe it does, and maybe it's all just in my mind. I will know after I review the clips. This is not the worst that it has been, and this is also not the best that it has been. So I guess that's a good place to start. So this right side has seborrheic dermatitis, which is like the cousin of eczema. And to my left side, this one is a burn. This is a wax burn, so you can see the wax shape. So here you go. To see is to believe. Let's roll the footage of my underarm journey. Let's see if it transforms from this. Wow, that's not looking very nice, to be honest, guys. Wow, we have a long way to go. These updates, it's gonna be like 1 year in the making before we visibly see any results or effects. So now if you're thinking, I'm so lucky to be so talented, well, now you know. Now you know, binawi ni Lord sa ibang bagay. Wala nang pag-asa. Dr. Dre, may pag-asa pa ba yung routine mo? We shall see. Left pit. Today is April 18 and this is what the armpits look like. Okay? And sorry guys, this is not a freshly shaven look. So here it is, left armpit and right armpit. This is just pure sunlight standing in front of the window. So no artificial light here. However, you must give allowances for the natural filter of cameras, okay? So you tell me, you be the judge. Did it improve? It's difficult to tell until I review the clips if there is any improvement. And also, I'm probably not the best model to be doing a transformation of kilikili because you probably need something that is a little bit more pigmented, you know, to see the transformation. But mine is somewhere just in the middle. Right now, we are going to break down what Dr. Dre recommended in her YouTube video, which you can watch up in here. She was explaining to begin with in the video that our skin under the armpits are just like our skin under the eyes. Very thin, very delicate, but even more prone to irritation because there is sweat and moisture and there is friction. Actually, to summarize the whole video, irritation is the devil. Irritation is the mother of all darkness. So the first thing that she mentioned in the video is that we must get rid of all rashes. We must seek medical advice if there is a rash on our armpit. And I consulted my dermatologist, and that's how I was diagnosed with seborrheic dermatitis. So rashes or any kind of irritation like eczema, contact dermatitis must be addressed by your dermatologist. It is step one. It is necessary before proceeding to the other steps of whitening. Because if you try to lighten a condition that needs a steroidal cream or something, then you are just going backwards. You are just making things worse for yourself. And you know what? Sometimes people think their armpits are dark, but in fact they are red. Look at all of these pictures that I took from an armpit whitening product on Lazada. They are almost always just a red armpit. But in our eyes, it's darkness. But if you take a selfie of your armpit, it's actually red. In this right armpit, you can see there's some redness. So there must be some irritation because maybe from, you know, exercising. Wow, exercise na siya. Yes, ma'am. This area is more red compared to the grayness of this wax burn, right? So do you see? This is red. So this is because it's a fold and it is suffering from friction. From, I don't know, being human. Moving my arms because I have them and I should be grateful. So redness is a sign of some kind of irritation. Go to your doctor so you can already start your journey. So her next advice is to gently exfoliate. Our armpits cannot handle manual scrubs. It's going to just become red, and when there is redness, there is evil. Remember, redness is thy enemy. Because when your skin turns red, your body's healing response includes melanin. And this is the healing seborrheic dermatitis part. This small dark patch over here, that is where the seborrheic dermatitis was detected by the dermatologist. And now it has healed. But of course, any healing response by our body leaves a dark mark. Thank you, body, for healing. And thank you for the remembrance that you healed me. Para siyang yung taong nagbibigay, pero gusto niya yung may reminder na binigyan ka niya. Ganon. Ganon ang healing response ng ating katawan. It's as if melanin is like an emergency response team. But it only happens to certain races, like us Asians, African Americans, not necessarily Caucasians. They don't have this emergency response team. So in a way, that's 1 point for us. And that's why our Caucasian counterparts are more prone to skin cancers, to burning, because they don't have that emergency response team. We have them, but sometimes they can leave a mess on our skin. So her advice is for us to use a wash-off exfoliant instead of a leave-on exfoliant. So her recommendation is a salicylic acid wash. This is the Neutrogena Body Clear Wash, and this one has salicylic acid 2%. So I'm going to be washing with this one morning and night to get rid of the top layer of the skin. If my armpit journey shows some progress, I'm going to do these products for you. My total ended up like this, just for my armpits. I'm going to dupe them for you, that's right, because all armpits deserve a better life. Even toned armpits must be accessible to all, you know? We're moving on to our third advice, and her advice is for us to choose smarter hair removal procedures. And this is something I'm actually super passionate about. Just like the medical condition on her first tip, I feel that you are going to set yourself up to lose against your armpits or against hyperpigmentation if you keep shaving, waxing, plucking. Just like having a skin condition on your armpit, you cannot move forward. Some of us just need to remove the hair roots via laser hair removal, and that is what she is recommending. This has not been shaved for 4 months. And I just wanted to show you what the hair growth looked like. So I have literally like 8 strands after I've had more than 10 armpit laser hair removal sessions. 1, 2. If you are willing to spend on these products that she recommended, amounting to this price, then I would rather you spend it on laser hair removal. It is going to make such a huge impact on your underarm journey. Okay, back to the smarter hair removal system. So she was recommending a shaving cream. This one is the Aveeno Therapeutic Shave Gel. It soothes dry and sensitive skin. No added fragrance. It has oat and vitamin E. And she was also recommending a brand called Everyman Jack. As per her recommendation, you can also use a conditioner under your underarms. I don't know lang if merong fragrance-free conditioner. There are some shaving creams that will dry out your armpit. And that's another thing that I learned from her and from the dermatologist that I went to. When you dry out your underarms, you are more likely to exacerbate or to bring upon certain skin conditions like eczema, seborrheic dermatitis, contact dermatitis. We'll go to that again later when it comes to the deodorant. The other thing that she recommends us to do when it comes to smarter hair removal is to choose a razor that is nickel-free. Because apparently, a lot of the people do not know that they have a nickel allergy. Shaving with nickel on your blades will just create what is the enemy? Irritation. So luckily, I found a razor from our local drugstore. Chic Quattro is nickel-free. She also advises us not to keep our shaver in the shower. If you put it in your shower where there's moisture, then you are going to be unnecessarily going over your armpit again and again if your blades are dull. Moving on to her fourth point, which is to mind your deodorants and antiperspirants. Yes, we already all know this, that deodorants and antiperspirants can really create some darkening because of the fragrance and because of the drying ingredients. And we are probably taking it for granted. How is it that that my armpit skin is dry when it's always moist up in here? Well, you know what? Water is not the same as a moisturizer. So she advises us to choose deodorants that are fragrance-free and also sodium bicarbonate-free. Because sodium bicarbonate can cause hyperpigmentation without even causing visible irritation. So the first deodorant that she recommended is Vani Cream. You can actually find the Vani Cream deodorant on Lazada, but it is this price. I'm not gonna pay for this price as deodorant. So I looked down on her description box on other options when it comes to deodorants, and this was in it. This is still expensive, but it's in the middle. This is the Almay Sensitive Skin Antiperspirant and Deodorant. This is fragrance-free, hypoallergenic, and dermatologically tested. And this one is made up of aluminum sesquichlorohydrate 25%. And that's it. And I actually like it. So I went to the Ivy Clinic and told them about my history of seborrheic dermatitis, and my dermatologist said not to use the Almay deodorant and to use my Dove deodorant instead. The Dove Sensitive Fragrance-Free 1/4 Moisturizing Cream, Hypoallergenic, 0% alcohol, and antiperspirant. Dove Sensitive, I just do one roll. And that's it. So I'm actually really happy that what he prescribed me is something cheaper and more local than the Almay deodorant, because he said the Almay deodorant might dry me out, and having seborrheic dermatitis, he doesn't think it's a good idea to risk it. And so I am following his advice because Dr. Dray doesn't know that I have seborrheic dermatitis. Although she's a dermatologist, she does not have access to you in real life, which is why skincare is not a one-size-fits-all. So yes, I had to switch the Almay deodorant to the Dove Sensitive instead. She also recommended this product. This is called the Skin Smart Antimicrobial Wound Therapy. It's a hypochlorous spray. I know! I said no to the Vani Cream, but I said yes to this. It's even more expensive. So this one is antibacterial. This promotes wound healing. This is anti-inflammatory. So it has a lot of benefits, right? So I was so excited. I'm like, yes, it's worth the price. But when I started using this, it's as if I was a Pozo Negro diver. Or it's as if I take a bath in the Pasig River. Yeah, it makes my armpits smell worse than it looks like. But in that case, it can actually work. I will distract them with the smell of my armpits so that they don't notice that my armpits are pastel black.
Wow.
That can be a solution. It really doesn't work for me, and I'm so disappointed because it's so expensive. But it's okay because it can be used for other wounds. Although she advised us to spray this a few times in the day, and I only sprayed it in the morning. That's not realistic anyway. I don't reapply my deodorant throughout the day. It has to last me the entire day already. So unfortunately, hindi kami hiyang, hindi kami talo. This did not work for me. Moving on to her fifth advice, which is to pursue professional treatments. There are lasers, there are peels that only dermatologists can apply safely without having adverse reaction to your armpit. There are also products that dermatologists can recommend to you that are not over the counter and that needs their supervision. Just like hydroquinone or hydroquinone, you need doctor's supervision when you are on that. So I followed her advice and sought my dermatologist, and this is what the Ivy Clinic prescribed me. This is the Ivy Clinic Arbutin Cream. So Arbutin is a natural skin lightener, and this was only 950 pesos, which I think is a very reasonable price considering it's the Ivy Clinic, and they did say that this was their best seller. The way I'm going to use this is to use this in the morning, after shower, before deodorant.
We managed to get some more product, and then it just looks like this. And then I just, you know, rub some of it on the dark areas. This one needs a lot. This armpit needs to consume the whole bottle by herself. This one I'm almost having to. Then I just wait for this to dry down, and then we'll go in with our deodorant. It smells good.
And at night, she recommended the use of Eucerin Baby Eczema Relief Cream. And actually what I have here is not the baby, it's only the Eucerin Eczema Relief Cream, but it's the same. Because the ingredients that were important to be present in the cream is the Glycyrrhiza inflata root extract, which is the licorice root extract, and the oats, which this one also has. So yes guys, this armpit routine is very expensive. We're moving on to her final advice, and her advice is to use a barrier cream like the Eucerin cream or a sunscreen as a barrier for your skin if you are active, if you have constant friction, which of course we do not have to apply to ourselves because we are not at all active whatsoever, just active purchasing, adding to cart on Lazada. Just my fingers need the barrier cream, not my armpits. So if you're physically active, good for you. So if you're physically active, di tayo friends. So if you're physically active, you can use her recommendation of a barrier cream so that you are lessening the frictional force of the skin on skin. And her final words of advice is that patience is key. This is going to take more than 6 months. So hopefully I'm able to provide you with 6 months worth of footage, if not 3 months. There you have it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful. And as for my parting words, I would just like to remind you not to be ashamed of what you are predisposed to have because of our race. We're not born to have white, flawless armpits. So why are we forcing the issue? I understand that we all want to improve flaws that we are either born with or that we have acquired through our life. And this is also the reason why I went through my underarm journey. Aside from the fact that it's part of my job to raise my arms and I just don't want people to get distracted from my talent because of my underarms. But I hope that you don't allow it to take a toll on your confidence. Nobody should be judging your beauty or your self-worth by your armpits. Normally, it's just the Filipino guys anyway. And if you're a Filipina judging another Filipina, shame on you. Can I just tell you that my husband is Scottish and he has no reaction whatsoever. It's a social stigma that we allowed to grow in our society and that brands allowed to flourish because it's a cash grab for them. So yes, I support you if you want to improve anything that you consider a flaw in yourself, but I also hope that you do not attach your self-worth on this. And I hope it doesn't stop you from doing things that you would enjoy, or it doesn't stop you from doing things that would be beneficial to you. Maybe you don't dance in front of audience members because you have to lift your arms up. Maybe you don't hold on to your Jeep because you don't want to put your hands up, so you're like swaying dangerously from side to side. You know what I mean? I hope it does not hinder you, and anybody who judges you for your armpits, for what you are born with, do not deserve your friendship or your love. Get a foreigner. Thank you so much, Dr. Dray, for giving us such a great video with actual products that we can purchase. Don't forget to subscribe to her as well. And thank you everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you on my next video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Bye! Bye! This is... and so I have been... So every time it's like a pose for a dance number, it's always right side. Never, if I need to raise my left side, it'll always be angled like this. Never frontal, no, never sideways, you know. We put deodorants, we put some other chemicals. Alas 6 na! Kumukurokok pa rin siya. So hardworking. The rooster in our neighborhood is twinning with me. We're both hardworking. Or pastel black. Pastel black. I like that. We're gonna use that. So maybe Crayola should create a crayon inspired by armpits, which is pastel black. And also, you know, words can make an impact on your self-esteem. So instead of telling yourself, my armpits are dark, just say, my armpits are pastel black.